As Max Verstappen's star has risen in the world of Formula 1, so too has the intensity of the spotlight upon him. His skill behind the wheel is undeniable, with record-breaking performances and championship victories placing him firmly among the elite drivers in F1 history. Yet, paradoxically, the respect afforded to him often seems disproportionate to his achievements. While legends like Senna, Schumacher and Hamilton basked in near-universal adoration, Verstappen's journey has been markedly different. Despite his undeniable talent, he often faces a chorus of boos rather than cheers, and criticism instead of praise. It's a puzzling scenario that leaves many wondering, how can a driver so dominant on the track not be respected? That's what we'll be digging into in this video. At just 17, Max Verstappen became the youngest driver ever to compete in F1, sparking debates about whether a teenager could handle the pressure cooker of elite motorsport. But Verstappen wasn't interested in doubts, he was there to race. In 2016, at the tender age of 18, he silenced his critics in spectacular fashion. Standing atop of the podium at the Spanish Grand Prix, Verstappen became the youngest race winner in F1 history. It was a moment that sent shockwaves through the sport, with many asking, who is this Dutch wonder kid and what else is he capable of? Fast forward to 2024 and the answer is clear. Verstappen's trophy cabinet now boasts 3 world championships, 61 race wins and a slew of records that place him among the all-time greats. His win percentage of 30.65% even surpasses legends like Ayrton Senna and Michael Schumacher. But numbers only tell part of the story. Verstappen's true artistry lies in his driving. Whether he's dancing through rain-soaked corners or executing breathtaking overtakes, his car control is nothing short of sublime. Remember Brazil 2016. In that treacherous condition, he gained 13 positions in just 16 laps, leaving commentators and fans in shock. Yet for all his success, Verstappen remains a polarizing figure. Boos from crowds and criticism from pundits still follow him. Why? That's the million-dollar question. Part of it comes from his driving style, which some have labelled aggressive. The truth is that Verstappen has evolved. The hot-headed rookie of 2015 has matured into a calculated strategist, capable of managing races with cool precision. However, for some, that early reputation seems impossible to shake. Like a photograph frozen in time, the image of a young, aggressive Max seems burned into the retinas of many F1 observers, colouring their perception of every move he makes on track. Fans who formed their opinions of Verstappen during his early, more reckless days find themselves subconsciously seeking evidence to support their initial judgment. A robust defense against a charging rival is no longer seen as masterful racecraft, but as a dangerous maneuver harking back to his wilder days. It's as if these observers are watching a different race entirely, their vision filtered through the lens of preconceived notions. This bias is further fueled by high-profile incidents, like the controversial 2021 collision with Lewis Hamilton at Silverstone. Such moments, though rare, tend to overshadow Verstappen's countless clean races and fair battles. In the court of public opinion, one dramatic crash can outweigh 100 masterful overtakes. The media, always hungry for drama, plays its part in perpetuating the Mad Max myth. After all, a reformed wild child makes for less captivating headlines than an unpredictable maverick. Even as Verstappen demonstrates his maturity race after race, some outlets cling to the old narrative, squeezing drama from a well long since run dry. Another reason Max Verstappen often faces disrespect is because of his dominance. It sounds strange, but that's the reality of F1 right now. In most sports, dominance is celebrated. Think of Usain Bolt in sprinting or Michael Phelps in swimming. Their incredible performances were met with awe and admiration. But in Formula 1, Verstappen's dominance has created an unexpected backlash. The irony is striking. Here's a driver performing at a level that should be universally celebrated, yet his very excellence breeds a form of fatigue among some fans. Let's look at the 2 big races from 2023 to understand this better. First, there was the Miami Grand Prix. Verstappen started in 9th place because of a penalty, but he drove so well that he passed all the other cars and won the race. It was an incredible performance. He made difficult moves look easy and never lost his cool. You'd think everyone would cheer for such a great drive, but not everyone did. Some fans said things like, "Of course, Verstappen won again, it's no surprise anymore." Media outlets, always keen to capture the pulse of public opinion, amplified these sentiments. Headlines the day after the race were a mix of praise for Verstappen's skill and musings on whether his dominance was good for the sport. Verstappen triumphs again. Is F1 losing its edge? From 9th to 1st, masterclass or monotony? Then there was the Spanish Grand Prix. This race just showed how much better Verstappen was than everyone else. He didn't just win, he left all the other drivers far behind. He was so fast that he actually drove past almost every other car on the track, lapping them. Only the second and third place drivers weren't lapped. This had never happened before in modern F1 racing. In the immediate aftermath of the race, social media platforms erupted. F1 fans, pundits, and even casual observers flooded Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit with their reactions. The tone of these comments painted a complex picture of admiration mixed with frustration. Verstappen is on another level, but is this even a competition anymore? One fan tweeted. Impressive drive, but I miss the days when we didn't know the winner before the race even started, another fan lamented. Formula 1, more like Formula Verstappen, quipped a popular motorsport meme page. The sentiment that the sport was becoming predictable and boring gained traction rapidly. Fans reminisced about closer title fights of years past, questioning whether Verstappen's supremacy was draining the excitement from the sport they loved. It's a funny situation when you think about it. Verstappen isn't doing anything wrong. In fact, he's doing everything right. He's showing incredible skill every time he races. But because he's so much better than everyone else, some people think it's making the sport less fun to watch. There were even times when F1 fans showed their disrespect towards Max, and one prime example of that was at the 2022 Abu Dhabi GP. Verstappen had just won his 15th race of the season, an amazing achievement, but as he stood on the podium, something unexpected happened. Instead of cheers, some fans started booing. It was a strange moment. Why would people boo one of the best drivers in the world? This wasn't just an isolated incident. Verstappen faced a similar reception in July 2023 during the British Grand Prix. During the Drivers' Parade, a tradition meant to connect F1 stars with their adoring public, he was met with a chorus of boos. The scene repeated after qualifying, his blistering pace seemingly overshadowed by the audience reaction. But why? The booing wasn't a reflection of any particular transgression on Verstappen's part. Instead, it seemed to stem from a complex mix of emotions: fatigue at his continued success, loyalty to rival drivers, and perhaps a yearning for the unpredictability his dominance had squeezed from the sport. It wasn't just fans though. Even the media at times seemed to turn against the Dutch driver. Throughout his career, Verstappen has often felt that certain outlets, including Sky Sports F1, have been unfairly critical or biased against him. This came to a head during the intense 2021 championship battle with Lewis Hamilton, where Sky's coverage was perceived as favouring Hamilton, which continued into the 2022 season. The situation escalated at the 2022 United States Grand Prix when Sky Sports F1 presenter Ted Kravitz made comments suggesting Hamilton had been robbed of the 2021 title. In response, Verstappen took the unprecedented step of boycotting Sky Sports the following race weekend. While many might say that Max's 2021 title was controversial, the truth is that Verstappen's win was actually well deserved. If you look at the whole season, Max did an amazing job. He won 10 races, got 10 pole positions, and finished on the podium 18 times out of 22 races. That's incredibly good. Max also showed he could overcome tough situations. In Russia, he started last but finished second. In Hungary, he had a crash at the start but still managed to score points. These performances showed he was truly a great driver. It's interesting to think about what would have happened if Lewis Hamilton had won instead. Would people have been kinder to him? It's hard to say, but it makes you wonder why some fans are so hard on Max. Today, Max is close to winning his 4th World Championship. That's something only the best drivers in history have done. Maybe it's time for everyone to put aside their feelings and just appreciate how good Max really is. And Max hasn't just been winning races, he's been winning them by huge margins. How big? Well, check out this video to find out. And trust me, when you hear about these wins, you'll be amazed at just how dominant Max Verstappen has become in Formula 1.